Hello, Light Warriors. It's good to see you all. Today we're going to discuss the Nibiru Nemesis system theory. This presentation is about the multiple versions of this theory. And this is a theory, so it's not stated as a definite fact. So discernment and viewer discretion is advised. Hello everyone, I am Michael and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. Recently on my journey, I had a dream, and this dream has brought me to Nibiru. So many of you light warriors have been on the journey with me, and some people might come across this message because of the title. So this message is about Nibiru, and there are many different versions of this theory, and that's what this message is about, the different versions of the theory, and we're just here to question everything. So as you're getting this transmission, we're not saying that it's definitely real, right? So this is something that years ago, I came across the information about Nibiru, the planet of the crossing, and I was very interested in Nibiru. I kind of lost track of it, and recently I had a dream, and in this dream, I saw the sun in the sky, and then in my dream, I also saw Nibiru next to the sun, and this was a vivid dream. So this kind of called me to start doing a little bit of research. As I was researching, I came across a man in Colorado, and he's been filming the sunrise every day. And some days you could see two suns in the sky. You see the regular bright sun and a little dull sun that's over to the side. So this is very interesting to me. So I decided to talk about it, and many of you were interested in this topic. So this presentation is simply going over the different theories there are of Nibiru. So this could be looked at many ways. You could look at this as Nibiru. You could look at this as the Nibiru Nemesis system. And in mainstream terms, there is research of Planet 9. So you might hear Nibiru, Nemesis, Planet 9, or Planet X. There's many different versions of this theory. So the main idea of this theory is that there's a planet, Nibiru, and its orbit, as we could see in this picture, is highly elliptical, and it crosses past the orbits of other planets. It is tightly wrapped around the sun, but then it shoots deep out into space by the Kuiper belt. So some of you might not be aware of the Kuiper belt, but you might have heard of the asteroid belt. The asteroid belt is between Mars and Jupiter. The Kuiper belt is way out past Pluto. So this planet, its orbit is very elliptical. So it comes in close to the sun, it loops around. Because of this, the speed at which the planet loops around is very fast, and then it shoots out way past Pluto. So one version of the theory is that it's a planet that comes in. The other version of the theory is that this planet, Nibiru, is part of another star system called Nemesis. So when we look out into the universe, we see that most stars are binary stars. There's two stars, not one. So if our sun was by itself as a solo star, that would be very rare. So in this theory, the second sun is called Nemesis. But this second sun also has its own planets that orbit So as it comes in, the star comes in with the planet, and it kind of brings a trail of meteors behind it. So its movement is kind of like a comet. Some of you know about comets, and they have a tail of debris. So when Nibiru, or the Nemesis system, comes in, it brings with it debris. If it comes from deep space where the Kuiper belt is, there are many comets, meteors, asteroids that are out there, and it could pull it into its gravitational field. Another version of the theory is more mainstream, and this is called Planet 9. Some of you might have seen this. There was a special on PBS about Planet 9. So this theory is similar, yet different. So we used to have 9 planets, not anymore. Poor Pluto. Remember Pluto? Not a planet anymore. So the new theory is that there is another planet. So since Pluto is no longer the 9th planet, this mainstream theory is called Planet 9. And similar in this theory, it's very expanded outward. So Planet 9 has an orbit. But when you look at this orbit, right, the sun and all of the planets of the solar system are right in here. So this is showing that this orbit is way, way, way out here. And there are other, these are called Kuiper belt objects. And all of them have these highly elliptical orbits. They shoot out, right? So when they come in, it kind of moves fast, and then it goes slowly as it moves out. Comes in fast, and then moves out slowly. So in this theory, Planet 9 is out there, but it's much further out than our inner planets. And we've developed new telescopes, and we're able to see these Kuiper belt objects. So when you look at the mainstream version of the theory, this is still a possibility. So sometimes we say, well, why can't we see it? So if we just look at this example, it's because it's on a different plane. So the orbit, it kind of comes down, and the main planets are all on the same plane. So say if this is flat and all the planets are relatively on that same plane, it kind of comes downward, loops underneath the sun, and then shoots back out. So since it's on a different plane, it might be difficult to locate it in the sky, that version of the theory. So we could look at this again as one planet, or we could look at it as a system. So this is just a depiction, not literal. So what would this be like? You'd have the sun, you'd have the planets, and then you would have Nemesis, the other star, the binary star. And Nemesis has its own system. It has its own planets, including Nibiru. So when we look at the version of the theory that we have a binary star and it's coming in and it's connected and it's going to wrap around tightly to the sun, the star moves in and it brings its planets. And again, I don't want you to think this picture is literal. It's just a diagram to try to get an idea. I found this one. I felt it was good to show us how it is. The sun has its planets. Nemesis has its planets. So if we're looking at the Nemesis system theory, Nibiru is orbiting Nemesis, and then Nemesis is coming towards the sun. And then it's going to loop around and then shoot back out into outer space. Because this orbit is different, it crosses past the planets, the planet of the crossing. So again, this too is just a diagram. None of these are to be taken literal. They're just to help explain this theory. So we could have one planet coming in. We could have a star, and it's called a brown dwarf. It's not bright like our sun. The brown dwarf comes in with Nibiru orbiting it. So now where you could see the changes that are happening, if another star is approaching the sun, that could be evidence that the sun has been changing. Many of you that have been on the journey with me know that I've spoken about this many times. The brightness of the sun, it has increased. The sun has changed. If you're hearing this message, think of the sun, and has it changed over the last 10 years? Do you think the sun is brighter than it was in the past? So if we are to incorporate this Nibiru Nemesis theory, as it comes in, it could increase the energy of the sun. Again, I'm not saying that this is true. We're just analyzing this theory. It's only a theory, right? So one of the problems that is discussed with the Nibiru Nemesis system, as it crosses this path and intersects with the orbits of the other planets, it could leave a trail of debris. Many meteors can be scattered all over the place, and it can knock these meteors into our planet and other planets. So this is just part of the theory. It doesn't mean that it's literal. It doesn't mean that it's 100% truthful, but it's interesting to see the change. Energy is the ability to cause change, and we can detect energy's presence by noticing the change. As I make this presentation, I know a lot of you asked for this presentation, so I got it done, right? I'm sharing this with all of you authentically. I didn't believe this, but I was called to start to research this again because of that dream that I had. And then doing the research, I came across footage of two suns. And there is evidence that there's something there in these videos, because you could see two lens flares in the footage. And that's evidence of two light sources. Now, it's not there every day, so it's just interesting. I find it interesting. You might find it interesting. I will also link the original video that I've done on Nibiru. And as always, do your own research and question everything. So I just wanted to share a little bit of information about Nibiru, Planet X, Nemesis, or Planet 9. There are many versions of this theory, and you could even look up the PBS special on Planet 9. There's a lot of research being done on this rogue planet. So it is possible, but again, this is a theory, and we're not saying that this is definite. Many of you that know me for a long time, you know that I present from authenticity. So I'm just sharing what I have come across on my journey, and I just find it interesting. It may exist, it may not exist. Something might be hidden, nobody knows, right? But I guess this year, everything is going from dark to light. Are there two suns in the sky? Do we have a binary system? Most stars are binary stars. Is it possible? Is it definite? That's what we need to find out. We are all the light warriors, and we are all questioning everything. If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with one other person, because if we all share with one other person, we could rapidly grow our 5D community. I was always fascinated with Nibiru, and I was always drawn to it for some reason. Almost part of me kind of felt like I wanted it to be real because I just found it so interesting, right? So, what are your thoughts on this topic? Leave them in the comments. This presentation is a little different than most of the presentations that I make because I'm sharing the theory, and it could be there, it might not be there. If you're new to the channel and you stumbled across this message, why don't you click on the channel page, and we have many videos on a variety of different topics to help improve your physical and mental health and your overall everyday life experience. Because when you think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, you unlock the keys to the universe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on this video. This one won the vote, so I did this one first. I have a few more videos coming soon. A little bit of a different presentation today. I hope you enjoyed this one. And whether you like Nibiru or you don't like Nibiru, does it matter, Light Warriors? Of course not, Light Warriors. You know why. We cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious of the theory of Nibiru or Nemesis system. Use it to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. Find us in the 5th dimension. Have a wonderful day living your everyday life. Not bad, this one, huh, Light Warriors? I promise I deliver. I always deliver on my promises. Leave comments. Share this with the hashtag Nibiru and 2 sons. And let's get the word out there. We're bringing more people to our community and our channel every day. And that's why I like to vary the topics, because someone might come across this message and it leads to one thing and another thing, and then all of a sudden you start going down the rabbit hole. How many of you have gone down the rabbit hole? I went down the rabbit hole a long time, Light Warriors. And now you're all going down the rabbit hole. And we're all going from dark to light this year. 2020, the year of clear vision. I hope that you enjoyed this message. Have a great day. Namaste.